بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما إن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار ثم أما بعد. As to what follows, I would like to first begin by thanking Masjid al-Wahyain and those responsible for organizing these lessons and the leadership of this masjid. I would like to thank them for giving me the opportunity to share some benefit and to conduct some revision for myself with you. As for some suggestions as to how you might be able to maximize the amount of benefit that you take from this series of lessons, then you can start by first downloading the study guide that has been made available, which includes a translation of this text that we will be reading tonight. We will begin reading tonight, which is Usool al-Sunnah lil-Humaydee. You can download the text, and the text consists of both the Arabic matan, the Arabic text, and the English translation of the meanings of that text. Another way to benefit is to intend to use the benefits that you are able to gain from this series of lessons, whether that means memorizing evidences or teaching a family member, a wife or a sibling or a cousin, teaching a family member what you have learned from this book. Nothing will help to assist you in terms of your benefit like teaching what you learned to others. And teaching requires review, and it requires a certain level of understanding in order to benefit others. So if you were to involve yourself in teaching, then this will benefit you tremendously. There's also a manner of conducting review that I recently experienced myself, and I found that there was some benefit in it, and I wanted to share that with the brothers. Traditionally, I'm someone who likes to review by himself. Recently, I came into contact with some brothers from France in one of my travels to the southern region of Saudi Arabia, and I noticed that they had a communal way of studying. They would review the lessons that they went over as a group. One person would read from his notes, and if he had any missing portions in his notes, the other ones who were present would fill in. They would fill in so that regardless if the lesson was recorded or if it was not recorded, by having everyone participating in the communal review, everyone was able to walk away from the lesson with the most complete form of the notes from the lesson that they went over. And of course, the one who reads from his lessons would rotate amongst the brothers or the sisters such that everyone gets to participate and no one person is dominating the review sessions. So traditionally, I'm someone who personally prefers to review on his own. However, I found that this particular manner of review, there's a lot of benefit in it, and I encourage the brothers and the sisters, if they see it fit, that they might try to incorporate that type of review into their own programs. Also, another way to benefit from this series of lessons is to attempt to memorize the Arabic matan, the original Arabic matan. And if I'm not mistaken, a copy of an audio file of the original Arabic matan to Usool us-Sunnah lil-Humaydee has been uploaded to the masjid's website, and it is available just as the study guide for the text we will be going over or we will be reading has been uploaded to the website. So these are some points that might assist the learner in terms of benefiting or taking as much benefit as he can from this series of lessons. Having said that, insha'Allah ta'ala, نبدأ على بركة الله بترجمة. I suppose I should begin by mentioning what the name of the text that we will be reading from is. It is فتح ذي الجلال والمنة في شرح أصول السنة للإمام العلامة عبد الله بن زبير بن عيسى القرشي يعني أبي بكر الحميدي, by our beloved Sheikh Ubayd ibn Abdullah ibn Sulaiman al-Jabiri, حفظه الله ta'ala. And we will start our lesson or our reading tonight with a mention of the biography or a short biographical account of the explainer of this treatise, this classical treatise. We will start with a tarjama for Sheikh Ubayd al-Jabiri. من بين هؤلاء العلماء الذين أقر الله أعيننا برؤيتهم والدراسة عندهم هو فضيلة الشيخ الوالد المربي عبيد الجابري. And from amongst those scholars for whom Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has pleased us to look upon them and to study with them, there is the distinguished scholar, Sheikh and fatherly figure, and one who cultivates the students, Ubayd al-Jabiri. وهذه بعض المقتطفات من حياته. And what follows is a collection of some of the excerpts from his life. نسبه وولادته ونشأته وحياته العلمية. The mention of his lineage, his birth, his upbringing, and his academic or scholarly life. هو عبيد بن عبد الله ابن سليمان الحمداني الجابري وبنو جابر من قبائل حرب الحجاز. He is Ubayd, the son of Abdullah, the son of Sulaiman al-Hamdani al-Jabiri, from the tribe of Jabir, from the people of Jabir, from the tribe of Harb, from the Hijaz. كانت ولادته في قرية الفقير بوادي الفرع بمنطقة المدينة النبوية، وذلك عام 1357. And his date of birth, or he was born in in the village called Al-Faqir, in one of the outlying areas of Medina referred to as Al-Fura, in the general region of the prophetic city of Al-Madinah in the year 1357, which corresponds with approximately 1938 on the Christian calendar. And وفي عام 1365 انتقل مع والده إلى مهد الذهب، وهناك تلقى مراحل التعليم الأولى. And in the year 1365, which corresponds with 1945 of the Christian calendar, he moved along with his father to a place called Mahd al-Dhahab, and it was here where he began the initial stages of his pursuit of knowledge. وفي عام 1374 استوطن بالمدينة، ولظروف عائلية انقطع عن الدراسة لفترة من الزمن. And in the year 1374, which corresponds with 1954 of the Christian calendar, he took up residence in Medina. And due to some family-related issues, he stopped, or he spent some time away from his studies for a short period of time. And the Shaykh mentions in his autobiography, which is available in the form of an audio that has been uploaded by Mirath al-Anbiya, the Shaykh mentions that this period of time where he ceased in his dirasa, it lasted a period of 2 years. ثم في سنة 1381 استأنف الدراسة بدءا بدار الحديث المدنية فالمعهد العلمي فكلية الشريعة بالجامعة الإسلامية، وتخرج فيها عام 1392 بتقدير امتياز، وكان الأول على دفعته حفظه الله تعالى. Then, in the year 1381, which corresponds with approximately 1961 of the Christian calendar, he resumed his studies, beginning with Dar al-Hadith in Medina. Then he moved on to al-Ma'had al-Ilmi. And al-Ma'had al-Ilmi is one of 2 academic paths that a Saudi coming up has the choice to pursue. After finishing middle school, the Saudi has the option either to pursue his studies in al-Ma'had al-Ilmi or in the general high school. People who go into the general high school studies, they usually go into more secular pursuits like engineering and science and linguistics and things of this nature. Whereas those who enter into al-Ma'had al-Ilmi, they usually continue on into more religious related fields such as da'wah and teaching and qada and serve as judges. So the Shaykh, he began his studies in Dar al-Hadith bil-Madina, or Dar al-Hadith al-Madaniyah, and then he went into al-Ma'had al-Ilmi, and then following that he entered into Kulliyat al-Sharia at Jamiat al-Islamiyya. Then he entered into Kulliyat al-Sharia at the Islamic University of Medina, and He graduated in the year 1392, which corresponds with the year 1972 of the Christian calendar, with excellent grades. يعني وكان الأول على دفعته, and he graduated first in his class. He graduated first in his class. شيوخه أما شيوخه فكل شيوخه لهم الفضل بعد الله سبحانه وتعالى في تربية والسلوك الحسن والتفقه في الدين الله تبارك وتعالى. As for his mashayikh, as for his shuyukh, then each individual one of his shuyukh, then each one of them possesses a certain level of distinction after Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, yani in terms of their manner of raising up and cultivating the youth, and their character, their individual character, which was wonderful, and their understanding of the religion of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وهم كثر تتلمذ على أيديهم في دار الحديث في المعهد العلمي وفي كلية الشريعة في الجامعة الإسلامية، ولعل من أبرزهم فضيلة الشيخ العلامة المحدث عبد المحسن العباد، وفضيلة الشيخ العلامة المحدث حماد ibn Muhammad al-Ansari. And his shuyukh, his mashayikh, are many. He was the student, or he studied under the tutelage, under their tutelage in Dar al-Hadith, and again in al-Ma'had al-Ilmi, and again in Kulliyat al-Sharia, in the Islamic University of Medina, and perhaps from the most distinguished from amongst them is the Shaykh and the Hadith scholar Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad, Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, and the distinguished Shaykh and Hadith scholar Hamad ibn Muhammad al-Ansari, Rahimahullah Ta'ala. And also, if one were to refer back to the audio in which Shaykh Ubaid recounts or gives an account of his educational upbringing, he also mentions that from his teachers in Dar al-Hadith were Muhammad Siddiq, and that he remained there in Dar al-Hadith for 2 years. Then he transferred to the Ma'had al-Ilmi in Medina in the year 1383, and he remained there 5 years. Then he transferred to Jamiat al-Islamiyah, or he continued on until Jamiat al-Islamiyah in the beginning of the academic year 1388, which would be approximately 1968. And from those who he studied under in the Kulliyah was Hamad al-Ansari and Abdul Muhsin al-Abbad and Abdul Qadir Shaybat al-Hamd. Abdul Qadir Shaybat al-Hamd. طيب. أعماله, and from his works or his activities. كان إماما في مسجد السبت بالمدينة النبوية من عام 1387 إلى عام 1392. He was an imam in a masjid called Masjid al-Sabt in Medina from the year 1387, which corresponds with 1967 of the Christian calendar, until the year 1392, which corresponds with 1972 of the Christian calendar. He also worked وكان مدرسا في متوسطة عمر بن عبد العزيز بجدة من عام 1392 إلى عام 1396. He worked as a teacher in a middle school called Umar ibn Abdul Aziz in Jeddah from the year 1392, which corresponds with 1972 of the Christian calendar, until 1396, which corresponds with 1976 of the Christian calendar. كان داعية في مركز الدعوة والإرشاد بالمدينة النبوية مع مساعدة مدير المركز في حضوره والنيابة عنه في غيابه من آخر عام 1396 إلى عام 1404. And he worked as a caller, as a da'i في مركز الدعوة والإرشاد, in the Center for Call and Guidance in al-Madinah, alongside and he would also assist the head of that markaz during his presence, and he would also assist him in his absence. From the year 1369, which corresponds with 1976, until 1404, which corresponds with 1983. And it should be known that the head of this markaz at that time was Abdul Aziz ibn Baz, rahimahullah ta'ala. كان مدرسا في الجامعة الإسلامية من آخر عام 1404 إلى أول رجب من عام 1417. He also worked as a teacher in the Islamic University of Medina from the end of the year 1404 Hijri, which corresponds with 1983 of the Christian era, until the beginning of Rajab, the month of Rajab, from the year 1417 Hijri, which corresponds with 1996 of the Christian calendar. وعند ذلك أحيل إلى التقاعد بموجب النظام. وخلال فترة وجود شيخ في الجامعة تحصل على شهادة الماجستير في التفسير. And in 1417, the Sheikh was advised to retire, and this was common according to the rules, or what was customary. And during his time, while the Sheikh was at the university, he was able to complete his master's degree in the field of tafsir. He was able to complete his master's degree in the field of Quranic exegesis. And from some additional benefit that the Sheikh mentioned in this audio that was uploaded by Mirath al-Anbiya, he said that he began his teaching in the university in the high school section, or Qism al-Thanawi. And after approximately a month and a half, he was accepted into the master's program. And his specialization was a tafsir, as we mentioned. And the topic of his thesis involved him gathering or collecting 400 different narrations from the tafsir of one specific particular tabi'i, Muhammad ibn Ka'ab al-Quradhi. Muhammad ibn Ka'ab al-Quradhi. And it should be noted that his work in tafsir, as far as this master's thesis is concerned, it was not complete. It was not completely inclusive of all of the ayat of the Quran al-Kareem, but rather it was a juz'un min. It was a section of the Quran which consisted of 400 narrations from the tafsir of that tabi'i, Muhammad ibn Ka'ab al-Quradi. And the Shaykh also mentioned that he did not continue his studies into the doctorate. He did not continue his studies into the doctorate program. Instead, he chose to use his time to teach the people. And he preferred teaching the people to continuing his studies into the doctorate program. And this reminds me, this position of the Shaykh, it reminds me of something that I was told by our brother, Ali ibn Zayd Abu Hatim, Ali ibn Zayd al-Madkhali. He told me about his father, that when his father retired, when Sheikh Zayd al-Madkhali retired in the year, I believe it was 1417. Excuse me, this wasn't Ali ibn Zayd, this was Sheikh Fawaz al-Madkhali. Sheikh Fawaz al-Madkhali mentioned to me that when Sheikh Zayd al-Madkhali, after some time had passed since he retired in 1417, he said to Sheikh Fawaz that had I known the amount of benefit that there was in teaching, I would have retired a long time ago. So this statement from Sheikh Ubaid, it reminds us of that statement from Sheikh Zayd, rahimahullahu ta'ala. From the written works, before moving on, the Shaykh also mentioned in the audio that he was able to meet Shaykh Muhammad Nasir ad-Din al-Albani one time when he prayed in a masjid that he was the imam of, and some of the ikhwa were able to introduce the Shaykh after Salat al-Dhuhr one time in that masjid. So I just thought that that was appropriate to mention before moving on. As for the written works, then the Shaykh has several written works, and we will mention a few of them. From them is Taysir al-Ilah bi Sharh Adillat al-Shurut La ilaha illallah, and it's published. And it was the first book of the Shaykh, or from the very first books of the Shaykh. Also, there is Tanbih Dhawi al-Uqul al-Salima ila fawaid mustanbata min as-Sittat al-Usool al-Azima. And this was published by Dar al-Bukhari, and it was also published by Dar al-Furqan bil Imarat. It was also published by Dar al-Furqan in the United Arab Emirates. Also from the books of the Shaykh is Imdad al-Qari bi Sharh Kitab al-Tafsir min Sahih al-Bukhari. And this particular book consists of 4 volumes. Also from the books of the Shaykh is Fath al-Ali al-A'la bi Sharh al-Qawa'id al-Muthla. وهو شرح Also from the books of the Shaykh is Fath al-Ali al-A'la, which is a sharh, is an explanation of Shaykh Muhammad ibn Salih al-Uthaymeen's book Qawa'id al-Muthla, al-Qawa'id al-Muthla. Also from the books of the Shaykh is Sharh Muntaqa ibn al-Jarud. And this book has yet to be published as of the printing of the book that we are reading from. And also from the books of the Shaykh is Is'af al-Dhaki bil-Kashf an Hal Ali al-Jifri, wa aydan the book Sharh al-Manzumat al-Qawa'id al-Fiqhiyya libn Sa'di. These are just an example of some of the written works of our Shaykh, our beloved Shaykh Ubaid hafidhahullah ta'ala. Thana ahlul ilmi alayh, and from the praise of the people of knowledge for Shaykh Ubaid. أثنى عليه جمع من أهل العلم منهم الشيخ ربيع بن هادي المدخلي والشيخ عبد المحسن العبيكان وغيرهما من أهل العلم والفضل. Then Shaykh Ubayd has been praised by a group from amongst Ahl al-Ilm, consisting of Shaykh Rabi' ibn Hadi al-Madkhali and Shaykh Abdul Muhsin al-Ubaykan, and other than them from the people of knowledge and superiority and distinction. ونذكر ها هنا ثناء الشيخ العلامة ربيع بن هادي المدخلي. And we will mention here the praise of الشيخ العلامة ربيع بن هادي المدخلي. يقول الشيخ حفظه الله تعالى: والله الذي يطعن فيه ويقول أنه ليس بعالم هذا يتبع سبيل الشياطين ويتبع الطرق الحزبية في الطعن في علماء المنهج السلفي. Shaykh Rabi' Hafidhahullah Ta'ala says in reference to our Shaykh Ubayd Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, he says, by Allah, the one who attacks or maligns Shaykh Ubayd, and he says concerning him that he is not a scholar, then this individual follows the path of the shayateen, he follows the path of the devils, and he follows the ways of the hizbiyah, he follows the ways of the people of partisanship insofar as attacking and maligning and slandering the ulama, the scholars of the Salafi manhaj, the scholars of the Salafi methodology. The Shaykh goes on, الشيخ عبيد من أفاضل العلماء السلفيين والمعروفين في الورع والزهد والقول بالحق بارك الله فيكم، وما يطعن فيه رجل يريد وجه الله تبارك وتعالى، وهذه الأساليب عرفناها من الحزبيين. The Shaykh Hafidhahullah Ta'ala goes on to say that Shaykh Ubayd is from the most distinguished of the Salafi scholars and those who are well known for their humility, for their asceticism, and for their speaking the truth. And may Allah bless you. And no one attacks him except a man who is seeking after the face of Allah subhanahu. No one attacks him. No one man would attack him if he is seeking the pleasure of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because this is from the asalib, this is from the ways that we have seen and that we have witnessed and that we are familiar with from the ways of the people of hizbiyah, the people of partisanship. Intaha kalamuhu. And the Shaykh also said, Shaykh Rabi'a also said in another passage or in another sitting, وقال الشيخ وقال أيضا الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وعلى آله وصحبه ومن تبع هداه. أما بعد، الشيخ عبيد مدرس كان في المعهد العلمي بالجامعة الإسلامية، والآن يدرس في فرع جامعة الإمام في المدينة النبوية، وهو رجل متمكن من التوحيد، من علوم التوحيد. The Shaykh goes on to say, Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, that Shaykh Ubayd was once a teacher in al-Mahad al-Ilmi, which was associated with the Islamic University of Medina. But now he teaches in a branch of Jamiat al-Imam Muhammad ibn Saud al-Islamiyya in the city of Medina. And he is a man who is well versed and he is well versed in at-Tawheed, in Islamic monotheism, and in the sciences of Islamic monotheism. ومن السنة وقد قام بشرح كتاب التوحيد وكتاب التفسير للإمام البخاري شرحا موسعا شاملا للعقيدة وغيرها، وله جهود عظيمة في مناظرة السنة ويعتبر من كبار الرجال وعقلائهم ويمتاز بميزات لا توجد عند كثير من الرجال بارك الله فيه. And he is also a man who is well versed in the Sunnah, and he has explained the book Kitab al-Tawheed, just as he has also explained the book of Tafsir from Sahih al-Bukhari, and he has explained it in a way that was quite extensive and comprehensive, that included matters of Aqidah and other than this. And he has extensive efforts and great efforts in terms of munasarat al-Sunnah, in terms of aiding and assisting the Sunnah. وَيُعْتَبَرُ مِنْ كِبَارِ الرِّجَالِ, and he is from the major personalities, from the major individuals, and uqala'ihim, and the most sound of the individuals of the soundest intellect. وَيَمْتَازُ بِمِيزَاتٍ لَا تُوجَدُ عِنْدَ كَثِيرٍ مِنَ الرِّجَالِ, and he is a person who possesses many characteristics that you do not find in many of the men. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless him. من صفات الشيخ, from the characteristics of the Shaykh, الشيخ متواضع في ملبسه ومركبه ومسكنه, that the Shaykh was very humble in what he wears and in his means of transportation and in his housing. وقاف عند السنة لا يمنعه علمه ولا كبر سنه أن يقول فيما يظن أنه أخطأ فيه أن يقول أخطأت. من أمثلة ذلك أنه ذكر حفظه الله تعالى حديثا وصححه تبعا للشيخ الألباني، فذكره بعض الإخوة طلبة العلم أن الشيخ الألباني تراجع عن تصحيحه، فقال حفظه الله تعالى وأنا من الآن أراجع عن قولي في تصحيحه. And the Shaykh, he is a person who stops wherever the Sunnah stops, and he is not prevented. His knowledge, his body of knowledge does not prevent him, nor does his advanced age. None of this prevents him from speaking the truth. So if he believes that he himself has erred, then he will say as much. He will admit this. He will admit with his own words that he erred. And from the example of this, in his humility, is when he mentioned a hadith, and he originally viewed it to be authentic based upon the position of Sheikh Muhammad Nasiruddin al-Albani. So when it was brought to his attention by some of the brothers from amongst the students of knowledge that Sheikh al-Albani had recanted or retracted his position with regards to declaring this particular hadith to be authentic, then our Shaykh Ubaid Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, he said, وَأَنَا مِنَ الْآنِ أُرَاجِعْ عَنْ قَوْلِ فِي تَصْحِيحِ. He said, from now, I retract my statement, I take my statement back regarding the declaration that this hadith is authentic. وهذا يدل على اعترافه لأهل هذا الشأن بالفضل ويدل على تواضعه لم يقل كما هو حال بعض المتعالمين وجدت له طريقا وهو عندي صحيح ومن أنت يا مسكين حتى يكون عندك كذا وكذا. And this indicates that he is a person that professes the truth, and that he is quick to profess the truth. And he defers to the people for whom this is their specialization. And their distinct specialization. And this also indicates his level of humility, because he did not say, as is very common amongst the people today, from those who are considered learned in the religion, that I have found another chain of narration, or I have found another path in which this is authentic. Or my opinion is that it's authentic because I found another path for it, or another chain of narration. Or another statement that according to me, it is authentic. Or another statement, who are you? Who are you to question what I'm saying? Ala kulli hal, the Shaykh did not say this. Rather, the Shaykh admitted and recognized, acknowledged the station and the position of those who specialize in hadith, and he was quick to retract his statement. لا يحب حفظه الله تعالى الألقاب العالم أو العلامة أو صاحب الفضيلة. وأذكر مثالا لذلك لعله يكون عبرة لبعض المتعالمين الذي يسمع ويرى بعينه وصف المغرورين به بأنه العلامة والمحدث وأمير المؤمنين في الحديث. مع ذلك لم نسمع أو نقرأ إنكارا لذلك. And he did not like, حفظه ta'ala, to be referred to as al-alim or al-allama or sahib al-fadila. وأذكر, and I mention an example of this, so that perhaps it can be a lesson to some of those people who have learned a little bit here or there. Those who hear and see with their two eyes the description of those who have deluded themselves into believing that they themselves are an allama or al-muhaddith or amir al-mu'mineen fil hadith, or whatever term is similar to this. Even though we have not heard from the Shaykh, nor have we read from the Shaykh him reject this. يقول الشيخ عبيد حفظه الله تعالى موجحا ومعلما للأخ الذي وصفه بأنه علامة: وأنا أشهد الله والملائكة بأني لست علامة، إنما أنا عبيد بن سليمان الجابري، هكذا سماني أبي. يقول الشيخ الشيخ عبيد, may Allah preserve him, he said this, he made this statement to a man who had referred to him that he was an allama. He said that I bear witness before Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and before the angels that I am not an allama, but rather I am Ubayd ibn Sulaiman al-Jabiri, and this is what name my father gave me. And it's ajib when we look at the likes of the position of Sheikh Ubayd al-Jabiri, whose praise has already preceded and whose fadl has already preceded. We find that people today, imams of masajid and graduates of universities, they love to return back to their countries, and they have no rejection of the terms sheikh or alim or any number of these types of nicknames being ascribed to them. In fact, we wonder whether they enjoy these things. It is upon us to follow the characteristics and try to embody the characteristics of Ahl al-Ilm. And from them is exhibiting and demonstrating this type of humility. Hafidhullahu ta'ala. وهذا في محفل كبير من الحضور وطلبة العلم. And this, when he said what he said about not being an allama, and that his father named him Ubayd ibn Sulaiman al-Jabari, he said this in a large collection of people. It wasn't like it was just a statement between two individuals. Rather, he said this in front of the people. والشيخ حفظه الله تعالى مثال للجد والنشاط فلم يمنعه كبر سنه وفقد بصره مع مرضه وصومه أن يتوجه إلى الطلبة في سكنهم ويمكث معهم الساعات شارحا لهم المتون العلمية مجيبا على أسئلتهم ثم يرجع إلى منزله منشغلا في التأليف والبحوث ومراجعا الرسائل التي تقدم إليه يعني للنظر فيها مع دروسه عبر وسائل الإنترنت. And the Shaykh, Hafidhahullah Ta'ala, may Allah preserve him, he is an example of seriousness and a person who was active, and his advanced age and the fact that he is blind did not prevent him, along with when he has been sick or when he has been fasting. None of these factors prevented him from going out and going to the students of knowledge in their homes and in their residences. And he would remain amongst them for hours on end, explaining for them classical treatises in the Islamic sciences. He would answer their questions. Then he would return to his home and busy himself with authoring books, conducting research, and reviewing reviewing theses, graduate theses that had been presented to him to review, in addition to his lessons that he conducts over the internet or over the telephone. وكذلك حضور الدورات العلمية التي تقام في داخل البلاد وخارجها وأثناء رجوعه إلى بيته تكون سيارته ممتلئة بطلبة العلم يقرؤون عليه بعض المتون العلمية. And similarly, or likewise, he would attend and participate in knowledge-based seminars which were conducted or established inside of Saudi Arabia as well as outside of Saudi Arabia. And when he would return to his home, his car or his vehicle would be filled with students of knowledge who would read upon him. They would read upon him some classical treatises in the Islamic sciences. هذه نبذة مختصرة من حياة هذا العالم الجليل الذي حق لي أن أصفه أنه من طراز الرعيل الأول علما وسمتا وتواضعا وهمة وورعا وزهدا. This is just a glimpse, a small glimpse into the life of this magnificent scholar, who it is only right that I describe him as being from the examples of the first generation in terms of his way, in terms of his humility, in terms of his determination and fervor, in terms of his cautiousness, and in terms of his asceticism. Hafidhahullahu ta'ala. As for the author of this text, then he is هو عبد الله ابن زبير ابن عيسى ابن عبيد الله ابن أسامة ابن عبد الله ابن حميد ibn Zuhair, ibn al-Harith, ibn Asad, ibn Abd al-Uzza. Again, the author of this book, he is Abdullah ibn Zubayr, ibn Isa, ibn Ubaydillah, ibn Usama, ibn Abdullah, ibn Humayd, ibn Zuhair, ibn al-Harith, ibn Asad, ibn Abd al-Uzza. وقيل, and it is said, جده هو عيسى ibn Abdullah ibn Zubair ibn Ubaydillah ibn Humayd. It is said that his grandfather is Isa ibn Abdullah ibn Zubair ibn Ubaydillah ibn Humayd. Al-Imam al-Hafiz al-Faqih Shaykh al-Haram Abu Bakr al-Qurashi al-Asadi al-Humaydi al-Makki. He is the Imam, the memorizer, the Faqih, the jurist, Shaykh al-Haram Abu Bakr al-Qurashi al-Asadi al-Humaydi al-Makki. صاحب المسند حدث عن إبراهيم بن سعد وفضيل بن عياض والسفيان بن عيينة فأكثر عنه وجود وعبد العزيز بن عبد الصمد العمي وعبد العزيز بن أبي حازم والوليد بن مسلم والمروان بن معاوية ووكيع والشافعي وليس هو بالمكثر ولكن له جلالة في الإسلام. He is Sahib al-Musnad. He is a person, he has a book. It's called the Musnad. It's a collection of ahadith, all of which have his chain of narration. And it's printed in 2 small red volumes. And it's referred to generally or generically as Musnad al-Humaydee. حدث عن. حدث عن. Whenever you find this expression in the books of Rijal, حدث عن, this, everybody who comes after this term, حدث عن, are the teachers of the person whose biography we're discussing. So all of these people that we're about to mention are from the teachers of who? Of Imam al-Humaydee. حدث عن means that he took hadith from the following: Ibrahim ibn Sa'd, Fudayl ibn Iyad, Sufyan ibn Uyayna, فأكثر عنه وجود, and he took a lot from Sufyan ibn Uyayna, to the extent, if al-Humaydee says, if Imam al-Humaydee, if he says حدثني Sufyan وسكت, if he says Sufyan told me and he remains silent, he means who? He means Sufyan ibn Uyayna. Sufyan ibn Uyayna. So if you are ever to come across the speech of Imam al-Humaydee and he says حدثني Sufyan, and then he continues speaking without mentioning Sufyan who he's intending by this is Sufyan ibn Uyayna. طيب. وعبد العزيز ibn عبد الصمد العمي وعبد العزيز بن أبي حاتم والوليد بن مسلم ومروان بن معاوية ووكيع والشافعي وليس هو بالمكثر. And he was not from those who had very many hadith. He was not a mukthir in terms of hadith. However, he had a wonderful, magnificent station in al-Islam. طيب. So we mentioned previously that when we say حدث عن, that this is a reference to who? To the teachers of the Shaykh. طيب. When we say حدث عنه, حدث عنه, this is a reference to who? To the students of the Shaykh. To the students, whoever took hadith from him. So when we say حدث عن, we're referring to the person whose biography we're dealing with. We're referring to his teachers. When we say حدث عنه, we're referring to those who took hadith from him. So, حدث عنه البخاري والذهلي وهارون الحمال وأحمد بن الأزهر وسلمة ابن شبيب ومحمد بن سنجرة ويعقوب الفسوي وإسماعيل سموي ومحمد بن عبد الله البرقي وأبو زرعة الرازي وبشر ابن موسى وأبو حاتم ويعقوب بن شيبة وأبو بكر محمد ابن إدريس المكي وراقه وخلق سواه. So, when we're referring to his students, we say that from his students or from amongst his students are Al-Bukhari والذهلي وهارون الحمال وأحمد بن الأزهر وسلمة بن شبيب ومحمد بن سنجرة ويعقوب الفسوي وإسماعيل سموي ومحمد بن عبد الله البرقي وأبو زرع الرازي. And Abu Zur'a al-Razi, we will get to know him next week inshallah ta'ala. وبشر ibn Musa وأبو حاتم al-Razi, we will also become familiar with next week inshallah ta'ala. ويعقوب ibn شيبة وأبو بكر محمد ibn إدريس المكي وراقه. This term warraq, it refers to, in this context, the person who transcribes or prepares his books. He transcribes the sheikh's works, and he is the one who prepares the sheikh's works for print. Something similar today to what we might call, or the person who makes tafrigh of the durus of some of the sheikh that we have today. The person who makes tafrigh or transcribes the audio lessons of one of the mashaykh or the mashaykh that we have today. So for example, a contemporary example of someone who we might, if we were to stretch the meaning of the word warraq, we're just doing this for the sake of helping you to understand what the warraq was, or the function of the warraq was. We're not saying that this type of person is a warraq, or that we should refer to this person as a warraq. But if we were to give you or offer a contemporary example of a warraq in these times, then we would say, if you were to look at the books of Sheikh Ahmed ibn Yahya al-Najmi, you would find that there's actually two people who are primarily responsible for bringing out the books of Sheikh Ahmed al-Najmi. And these are Hassan ibn Mansur al-Daghriri and Hassan ibn Ibrahim al-Daghriri. Hassan ibn Mansur al-Daghriri he's referred to by people in the south, around the Sheikh, as al-Hassan al-Kabir. And the majority of the books of Sheikh Ahmed al-Najmi are based upon the work and the effort that Hassan Mansur al-Daghriri has done to bring those books into print. However, you will also find a handful of books. One of them is Sheikh Ahmed al-Najmi's Sharh of Sharh al-Sunnah lil-Muzani. This book was transcribed and brought forward by Hassan ibn Ibrahim al-Daghriri. And there are also some other brothers that participate in bringing forward certain books from Sheikh Ahmed, like Sheikh Fawaz al-Madkhali, who was responsible for, or one of the parties responsible for, Sheikh Ahmed's Sharh of Usool al-Sunnah li Imam Ahmed ibn Hanbal. طيب, ثناء العلماء عليه, from the praise of the scholars and the people of knowledge for al-Humaydee. قال أحمد بن حنبل al-Humaydee عندنا إمام. Ahmad ibn Hanbal said about al-Humaydee that according to us, al-Humaydee is an imam. وقال أبو حاتم أثبت الناس في ابن عيينة الحميدي وهو رئيس أصحاب ابن عيينة وهو thiqatun imam. Now, I want you to pay attention to what I'm saying right here, because this is important, particularly as it relates to what is going to come afterwards, after this. There are some things I'm going to mention after this, that are connected, directly connected to the statement of Abu Hatim. Abu Hatim says that the أثبت الناس في ابن عيينة al-Humaydee, that the person whose narrations are the strongest, their narrations from Ibn Uyayna are the strongest, is Humaydee. He is the leader of those who are taking from Ibn Uyayna. And he is thiqa, he is trustworthy, and he is an imam. The things that we're pointing at here, and that we want you to remember, is focus our attention on the nature of the relationship between Ibn Uyayna and al-Humaydee as described by hadith scholars. We understand from this that it is what? It's strong. He was a strong student of Sufyan ibn Uyayna. طيب. What does Imam al-Humaydee say himself? How did he himself describe his relationship with Sufyan ibn Uyayna? This is important. قال الحميدي جالست سفيان بن عيينة 19 سنة أو نحوها. When we find al-Humaydee speaking about the nature of his relationship with Sufyan ibn Uyayna, what does he say? He says, I sat with Sufyan ibn Uyayna 19 years, or approximately 19 years. Shuf, one of the things that we find today is that if a person sits with a scholar who's known to have a reputation, he uses the fact that he was sitting with the scholar to raise his profile, to raise his stature in the eyes of the people. So what does he say? He says, I'm a student of Fulan ibn Fulan. I'm a student of Sheikh Fulan ibn Fulan. Rather than saying, I sat in the lessons of Sheikh Fulan ibn Fulan. The problem with saying that I'm a student of Fulan ibn Fulan is that it leaves the sami', it leaves the person who hears this under the impression that there's some close relationship between the two. And that the relationship or the nature of the relationship between these two parties is more than it is. Because many of these people who say this, if you were to call the sheikh and mention that person by name, the sheikh would have no idea who that person is. He'd have no idea, because many people sit in the lessons of the mashayikh. Many people. So it would be more correct for an individual to state explicitly the nature of his relationship with the sheikh and be forthright about it. I sat in the classes of Fulan ibn Fulan. That way a person's being honest, he's not being deceptive, he's not trying to make the nature of his relationship seem greater than it was, and he's preserving his intention. And you'll find that even if he does this, if he does have a close relationship with that scholar, it will become clear as the nature of the relationship between Sufyan ibn Uyayna and Imam al-Humaydee will become clear to you after I mention some of the rest of these narrations. We already have Abu Hatim saying that his narrations from Ibn Uyayna are the strongest, and that he was the leader of those who took from Ibn Uyayna. And Yaqub al-Fasawi, قال يعقوب الفسوي حدثنا الحميدي وما لقيت أنصح للإسلام وأهله منه. And then Yaqub al-Fasawi, he says that Humaydee, we took a hadith from Imam al-Humaydee, and I have not found, or I have not met anyone that whose advice is more valuable to Islam and the people of Islam than the advice of al-Humaydee. And قال عبد الرحمن ibn Abi Hatim, Abdurrahman ibn Abi Hatim said with regards to Imam al-Humaydee, حدثنا محمد ibn عبد الرحيم الحروي قال قدمت مكة سنة 98 ومات في أولها سفيان بن عيينة قبل قدومنا ب7 أشهر فسألت عن أجل أصحاب ابن عيينة فذكر لي الحميدي فكتبت حديث ابن عيينة عنه. Abdurrahman ibn Abi Hatim said, and this also speaks to the nature of the relationship between Sufyan ibn Uyayna and Imam al-Humaydee. He says that Muhammad ibn Abdul Rahim al-Harawi, he informed us that I went to Mecca in the year 98 يعني 198 ومات في أولها سفيان ibn Uyayna, and in the beginning of this year Sufyan ibn Uyayna passed away before we were able to reach him by approximately 7 months. So I asked who was the best or the greatest of the companions or the people who have taken from Sufyan ibn Uyayna. So what did they say to him? They said al-Humaydee. So then they took the hadith of Sufyan ibn Uyayna by way of, they took it from al-Humaydee. So we see that the nature of the relationship between Sufyan ibn Uyayna and Imam al-Humaydee was strong. Yet, when we look into the statement of Imam al-Humaydee himself speaking about the nature of his relationship with Sufyan ibn Uyayna, he didn't feel the need to embellish or to say, I am from the best of the students of Shaykh Sufyan ibn Uyayna or anything of the like, from the things that unfortunately we witness today. Wallahu musta'an. وقال ابن سعد الحميدي صاحب ابن عيينة وروايته ثقة كثير الحديث. And Ibn Sa'd said, as for Humaydee, then he is from those who have taken from Ibn Uyayna, and his narrations from him, we consider them to be trustworthy, and he has many hadith. وفاته, he passed away, مات بمكة سنة 219. He passed away in the year 219. وكذا أرخ البخاري, and this was also the tarikh or the date that was given by Imam al-Bukhari. وقيل سنة 220, and it was said that he died in the year 220. وله رواية في مقدمة Sahih Muslim, and he has a narration that's found in the introduction of Sahih Muslim. وقال محمد بن سهل القهستاني حدثنا الربيع بن سليمان سمعت الشافعي يقول ما رأيت صاحب بلغم أحفظ من الحميدي كان يحفظ لسفيان بن عيينة 10,000 hadith. And Muhammad ibn Sahal al-Quhustani, he said that Rabi' ibn Sulaiman informed us that we heard a Shafi'i say that I have never seen صاحب بلغم أحفظ من الحميدي. So a person might ask, what is Sahib al-Balghamin? Sahib al-Balghamin is a person that has a lot of phlegm, or sputum. A lot of phlegm or sputum in his throat. A guy who's constantly like this. The people of the past, our Salaf, they used to think that this characteristic, the people of Hadith, they used to view this characteristic as one of the things that weakens a person's memorization. But they said that despite having this characteristic or this trait, that he was it didn't influence his ability to memorize. It didn't influence his ability to memorize, and he used to memorize from Sufyan ibn Uyayna alone 10,000 hadith. 10,000 hadith. وقال محمد بن إسحاق المروزي سمعت إسحاق بن راهويه يقول الأئمة في زماننا الشافعي والحميدي وأبو عبيد. And Muhammad ibn Ishaq al-Marwazi, he said, I heard Ishaq ibn Rahawayh say that the Imams of our time, they were a Shafi'i, wal-Humaydee, wa Abu Ubaid. A-Shafi'i man hu? Muhammad ibn Idris, al-Mutawaffa sana, Muhammad ibn Idris, and he died in what year? 204 Hijri. And al-Humaydee died in the year 219 Hijri. And Abu Ubaid is a reference to who? Abu Ubaid is a reference to Qasim ibn Salam, and he passed away in the year 214 Hijri. Rahimahumullahu jami'an. وقال علي ibn Khalaf سمعت الحميدي يقول ما دمت بالحجاز وأحمد بن حنبل بالعراق وإسحاق بخراسان لا يغلبنا أحد. Ali ibn Khalf said that he heard al-Humaydee say that so long as I am in the Hijaz, سمعت الحميدي يقول ما دمت بالحجاز, so long as I am in the Hijaz, and so long as Ahmed ibn Hanbal is in Iraq, and so long as Ishaq is in Khurasan, then nobody will overcome us or overwhelm us with their speech. And from his written works, من مؤلفاته لل-Humaydee رحمه الله تعالى بعض المؤلفات منها المسند والرد على النعمان والتفسير والدلائل. As for the beginning of our work, should we continue or should we? I'm asking you, should we continue or put this for tomorrow? Because we haven't even started the book. Huh? يعني نكتفي بهذا القدر. ها؟ وصلى الله وسلم وبارك على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه وسلم تسليما كثيرا.